Today, I'm going to talk about 3 different internships that I've had in my life, and I'm going to show you how you can learn from these 3 experiences that I've had. If you want to be the type of young entrepreneur that is growing and accelerating your business faster and faster and growing and pursuing financial freedom, you should listen up because this is really going to help you out. It's definitely helped me, and it's helping the people that I mentor on a daily basis today. This is 360 Victory. My name is Tim Leow, and I'm going to help you if you're a young entrepreneur or just an entrepreneur in general. I'm going to share some of my victories. I'm going to share some of my losses, my wins, my defeats, and hopefully somewhere along the way you can learn and grow, and it will help you be financially free faster, and you can get some value from this. So today we're going to talk about 3 different internships. Here we go. It's really important that will help you grow your business. Welcome to the 360 Victory podcast. My name is Timothy Leow. Today I'm talking about 3 different internships that I've had in my life and what I've learned along the way as a young entrepreneur when I was 18 years old, all the way up to right now, the internship that I'm involved from the mentoring aspect. So I went from the mentee to the mentor, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my perspective in those different areas, and let's get right into it, and I'm going to bring you guys some value today, okay? So the first is when I was 18 years old, I was mentored by a guy here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana that really, I'm going to talk about 4 different internships now that I think about it. But when I was 18 years old, I was mentored by a guy right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who was building a really great business. And he took me under his wing. He paid my way. He helped me. He helped me out with money. He helped me out with information and knowledge. And he really poured his heart and soul into me. He gave me every tool, everything that I needed to be successful. Some of the tools he gave me, I still have them to this day. And he absolutely changed my life because previous to meeting this man, my first mentor, previous to meeting him, I didn't truly understand what residual income is, and I didn't truly understand what financial freedom was. He exposed me to people that are living the absolute super life, that were like double diamonds, triple diamonds, getting to sit down with people in the Amway business that, and many of you guys have perspectives about Amway, yes, good, bad, whatever. I'm not here to debate that. What I am here to tell you is that he allowed me to meet people that were literally worth multi-millions of dollars and have conversations with them and to be mentored by them and to learn and get the mindset of people that were financially independent, financially free forever. He introduced me to people that were leaving a legacy and changing the world. I truly believe in my heart, and Bill Britt said this, success is not about how much money you make. Success is about how many people's lives were better because you existed. And he put so many things into my life that I still, to this day, I carry on those mantras, and I carry on in the business that I have today, those things that he taught me. Here's the problem with that internship that I had with him. And by internship, I really mean just me learning from a business leader, or me as a business leader teaching someone who's learning from me. Okay, here's the problem with my very first one back when I was 18 years old. The problem was I made so many damn excuses. Everything he told me to do, I made an excuse why, not everything. A lot of the things he told me to do, I made an excuse of why I couldn't do it, why I couldn't make it happen, why I wasn't able to fulfill the directives that he gave me. And it's excuse making today as a mentor and giving directions to people and coaching people in business today. Making excuses is the number one thing that I absolutely hate. I even had to have a shirt concept that says, I don't care about your excuses, right? Because I don't care about your excuses. I want to leave a legacy and I want to change the world. And I don't care what excuses you have. I'm not interested in hearing them. I'm just simply uninterested in listening to someone's excuses of why they cannot be successful or why they cannot make it happen. Here's why. When you make an excuse, excuses only get in the way of improvement, number one. But number two, when you tell yourself a lie over and over and over again, eventually that lie becomes the truth to you, okay? When you tell yourself something that's false and is a lie, you begin a belief system in your head, and your brain is so incredible. Whatever you believe, whatever you have faith in, right? And whatever you tell yourself, you begin to develop a case of why that is true. That's why people that are psychopaths, people that are wrong, people that are sociopaths, and habitual liars, they truly believe from the bottom of their heart, they believe that they are right. There's people out there that are doing business with absolutely zero integrity at all, but they truly believe that they're doing business with integrity. They put it on their banners, they put it on their website, they put it on their business card. The reason why you have people that are serial killers, people that are complete off the deep end, and people that are in business with no integrity, believing that they have integrity, is because they've told themselves a lie over and over, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of times, and eventually they believe it. So my entrepreneurs that I mentor now, I absolutely eliminate all of the excuses that they can possibly make, and I do not allow people on my team to make excuses. I don't allow people to make excuses of why they cannot make it happen and why they cannot be financially free. There is absolutely, young person, listen to me. There is absolutely zero reason why you cannot be financially free. None. Listen, I heard a statistic the other day that changed my life. It's so powerful. Listen to this. There's 13 million people whose net worth is over $1 million. First of all, $1 million in today's day and age is no money, but is no money, but it's a starting place, right? So your goal as a young entrepreneur is to get your net worth to be over $1 million, right? That's my goal right now that I'm pursuing. That's why I'm doing this podcast, so I can show you guys how I went from literally zero to being a hero, right? So if you haven't listened to my podcast, How to Go From Zero to Hero, check that out. It's available on the Apple iTunes store on podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere where there's a podcast, I'm there. Search 360 Victory, and you'll find me. So anyways, back to my first internship. I made excuses, man, and that's why I failed. It's not my mentor's fault. It's not the economy's fault. It's not my situation's fault. It is no one's fault except for myself why I failed in that business. Now, that failure led me to becoming stronger in my character because I learned from it. Listen, if you fail, it's okay to fail. I want people to fail so that they can learn. The problem is if you fail and don't learn anything from it, that's when that failure becomes a loss. We never lose because we always learn from our failures. With that being said, 13 million millionaires out there, right? So somewhere out there, there is a person who had the same exact excuse why they cannot be successful. They had no mom, they had no dad, they had no parents, they grew up in poverty, they grew up middle class, they grew up wealthy, they were blind, maimed, deaf, blind, whatever. They had physical impairments, they had slurred speech, I used to stutter like crazy. I couldn't even enunciate words out of my mouth. But now obviously that's changed because my parents pushed me and they prayed for me and they worked with me, and I have amazing parents. But there's so many excuses. I hear them all day long. I hear them all the time. There's so many excuses why people cannot be financially successful, cannot be financially free. And I'm telling you guys that someone else has had that exact same excuse, that exact same lie that you're telling yourself. Someone else has already had that excuse. But you know what? They chose not to make that excuse, and they chose to take responsibility for their financial future, and that's why their net worth is over $1 million today. The greatest thing you can do as a young entrepreneur is take responsibility of your financial future. It is the number one, it is the first step in becoming financially free. You have to take responsibility. And I know that you're taking responsibility of your family's financial future when you stop making excuses, period. So with that being said, that was what I learned from my first internship. My second internship, I worked with a man who I used to work when I first started. I worked for a really large bank, one of the largest banks in the country. And that's how I got into the industry that I am now. And I spent 8 months learning from a guy who was a multimillionaire, like super wealthy. He's considered one of the greatest of all time in my industry. And I got to sit next to him in the car and learn from him, and him, talk to me and pour into me for like months and months. And then I would see him every morning in the office, and we'd have different coaching sessions, mentoring sessions, teaching, training, exercises, etc. Right? And in that mentorship, I learned the lesson that I took out of that is that entrepreneurship, sales and entrepreneurship can bring you literally anything that you want. Being an entrepreneur can bring you anything that you want. Close your eyes right now and imagine like the perfect life that you could ever have, anything you could ever want. How many people do you want to help? How much money do you want to give to your church? How many wells do you want to dig? How many children do you want to free from sex slavery? How many clean water filters do you want to provide? How many schools do you want to build? How many homeless people do you want to get off the street? How many disabled veterans do you want to help? All of those things, not cars and watches and stuff like that. Those things are good too. But all of those things that you want can be provided for you through entrepreneurship and through sales. They can be provided through a regular job too, don't get me wrong. And people that work regular jobs, like, I'm all for that. I love that, right? Great, awesome. I fully support you. And if you're using your money to do great things, great. This isn't about that. A lot of people that are entrepreneurs, they are like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm so much better than you because you work 9 to 5 at a tire shop. No, like, it doesn't matter what you do. What's more important is who you are inside. Your identity and who you are is far more important than what you do and how much money you make. The way that you treat people is far more important than the amount of dollars in your bank account. But if you treat people well and you have a heart to help people and you're willing to learn and grow, I have a business opportunity for you. So send me an email. My email is in the link in the description below. Sorry, I went off track there. So he ingrained in me that anything that I wanted, I can get through entrepreneurship. Go. You're being weird. So what? So he drove the nicest BMWs on the market. He had 3 different cars, the nicest BMWs on the market, lived in the nicest home in South Florida, had a Bentley, lived in a penthouse suite. I mean, this guy literally showed me the way and showed me how to be successful at the industry that I'm in. And and that's what I took away from my second internship. Okay. My third internship went really, really well because I had a business coach in one of the largest publicly held FinTech companies in America. And I would call him like every single day after work. And he pushed me to not make excuses, and I didn't make excuses in that internship. That's how I got financially free. When I was being mentored by my third guy, and I've had many mentors in between, I believe that in life you should glean from different mentors. You want to have your main mentor that you're gleaning from, but then you can also take wisdom and knowledge and advice from others. Just be careful, because sometimes one mentor will tell you one thing and another mentor will tell you another thing, and they'll cross paths. So you kind of have to listen to both of them and then take the advice of one. The Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. So make sure that whatever path you're pursuing it with a clear vision, with one mind. With that being said, I literally made no excuses in my third internship. I lived out of my car in the front seat of I slept in my car, and because I ran out of money at one point. And I just literally made no excuses. I would go eat like a hotel breakfast. I made friends with the manager of a Days Inn. I would shower and shave at a gym. Like I did whatever it took to be financially free. And that's a whole different story. But the bottom line is that I literally did whatever it took. And that's how I became financially free. I remember telling my girlfriend, I was 22 years old at the time. I remember telling my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I'm going to be financially free. I'm going to be financially free. I'd tell her that like every week in and week out. She broke up with me, which is great, whatever. But when I was 23, I think I had to get a sweater that I left at her house or something. And I remember talking on the phone with her, and she asked me, hey, how's your business going? And I was like, oh my God, like I'm financially free now. And what I mean by that is like the money that I made in residual passive income was more than enough to pay all my bills. Okay. And I built a really sustainable, profitable business, and I'm really proud of that. And it just clicked. It's like, man, like I didn't make any excuses. What that guy told me to do, I literally did it. Like I took his advice and I did it, and I worked really freaking hard for like 8 months, and I got financially free. And that, when I had that moment where like it clicked, and I was like, oh my God, like I actually did it. And that changed my life, because that was like the springboard of like a series of events that happened in my life, that I'll talk about at another time. But the bottom line is, my first internship, I made excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And honestly, I don't know why my first mentor didn't freaking smack my brains out, because I was just an excuse machine. It's crazy. And like I literally today, I get disgusted when people make excuses to me. So that guy had a lot of patience. Second mentor, I learned that being an entrepreneur can provide you anything you want in life. The financial freedom, all of your hopes and dreams can happen as an entrepreneur, if you're willing to set aside the BS and work hard during a specified time frame. Okay. Third guy, I made zero excuses, and I became financially free. And I didn't just work hard, I worked smart. And I still do those things today. Fourth, I guess, relationship to mentoring that I have now is I mentor probably a dozen people. I don't have this like following of tens of thousands of people that I mentor. I don't do that. I generally work with one person for a month or 2 months or 3 months, and then I work with another person and then another person. That way they can get the best of me. So I'm not distracted, and I can really like hone in and focus and pour into them. And soon I'll actually be rolling out a program where you can learn step by step, and I'll have like a video library where you can learn step by step how to be financially free. But for right now, I work generally one-on-one, or I'll work with at most 3 or 4, maybe 5 people at one time. And so now, like, I can see from a mentoring aspect that the most crucial thing to your success as an entrepreneur is that you don't make excuses, you look for solutions. Okay? I have some people that, I offer to mentor them. I don't offer to mentor everybody, right? The reason why rich people, billionaires, multi-billionaires, the reason why they don't give a lot of advice is because they don't want to waste their words on people that don't listen to them. I don't waste my words on people that don't listen to me. So I don't offer to mentor everybody. It has to be a special kind of person. If I'm looking on your Instagram stories and you're at the club at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm not going to put my time and energy and life and take time away from my family to pour into someone that's going to, but the Bible talks about it's like casting pearls before swine. If you're swine, I'm not going to cast my pearls and my valuables before you. I'm just not going to do it anymore because I know my worth. With that being said, the number one thing that I see that young entrepreneurs can revolutionize their lives is don't make excuses. Do not make excuses of why you cannot get something done, because somewhere, someone has had that exact same excuse that you have, and they made it happen, and they're financially free today. So this show is designed to provide you with real solutions on how you can actually win in different aspects of your life. So it's okay to seek solutions and go to your mentor and say, hey, I need a solution. What can I do? What can I do? How can I make this happen? How can I make it work? And then when given instruction, carry those things out, right? So always seek solutions. Don't make excuses. And so those are some things that I learned. Listen, at the end of the day, what really matters is that you are taking responsibility. If you're an entrepreneur, or maybe you've thought about being an entrepreneur before, but you didn't really know a game plan, a strategy. You didn't have a plan of attack that you could work your plan. My team, I can provide you with a plan of attack. I can provide you with the roadmap to being financially free. So connect with me below, send me a message, and I will help you out. But as a young entrepreneur, if you're like chasing financial freedom, the number one thing that you need to do is in your mind and in your heart, you have to purpose to make zero excuses and never, ever complain about the sacrifices that you have to make or whatever. You have to always look for solutions as opposed to look for a way out, a way why I can't do it. Always look for the reasons why I can. And your mentor should provide you with resources. We also have to watch who your mentors are, obviously. I hope that's helped you. I just want to share a little bit from my life and the things that I'm going through today. If you're interested in my mentorship program, send me an email. Connect with me on Instagram. Links are in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to this so you can get value on how you can grow your business and how you can be victorious in every aspect of your life. 360. That was weird. I'm not doing that again. 360. I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's not a thing. 360 victory, win in every area. Maybe I should go like this. 360 victory. 360 victory. Win in every area. God bless you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.